It's a request to co-host. Please don't join participants. Keep 2 to 3 participants room because principal is going to join. Is not getting room to join. So it's a request to Siddharth College students, 2 or 3. Just quit this meeting and go to the YouTube, which will be there on your groups or maybe the official groups. Okay. It's a request to Siddharth College students. Just leave this meeting and join through YouTube because this program is live on YouTube as well. It's a request to co-host. Please don't accept any participants. I will keep the message on group that the same program is live there on YouTube. And keep watch on the principal's request. If he is there, please admit him.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Let's join just now. I request that is to proceed.
Thank you, Chandan, sir. Very good, warm good morning to one and all present over here. The participants in this webinar are my respected teachers, colleagues, my dear students, and many more from the companies, industries. I, Ramesh Zade, organizing secretary of this program, take this opportunity to cordially welcome to this impressive program organized jointly by IQAC and Chemistry Department of the Siddharth College of Arts, Science and Commerce, Mumbai. This college established under People's Education Society, which was founded by great legendary iconic personality Bharat Ratna Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar in 1946. At the dawn of independence of India, Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar in 1946 has rightly thought the need of education to common masses of India. And that's why Siddharth College has great legacy of highest number of students enrollment due to its morning and evening shift instead of day shift. Baba Saheb Ambedkar had appointed eminent teachers of that time so as to impart quality education to working and needy students. Since then, college hasn't looked back. The chemistry department of the college is one of the leading department. We are running BSc, MSc courses as well as PhD. Okay, our college chemistry department is PhD approved center from the University of Mumbai. Apart from pedagogic teaching learning, we nourish students for all-round development and make them capable for competitive exam as well. Incessantly, our students are being selected in IITs, IISER, IISER, ICT Mumbai, Pune University Chemistry Department, Mumbai University Chemistry Department, as well as other reputed institutes of higher education in India. Our students are successively acquiring NET/SET, GATE, PhD from the reputed institutes. This webinar is providing a platform where a student as well as teachers will be benefited from the research opportunities and its conversion into patents. We have taken efforts in covering these topics in the talk of eminent researchers, some scientists. I sincerely feel that our participants will get an impetus in their targeted research as well as they will benefit to the society. Management of the Siddharth College, our mentor, principal of the college, IQAC cell of the college, and our faculty members of the chemistry department have taken utmost care to make this webinar very interesting, memorable, as well as spriteful for your minds. With the grace of Lord Buddha, our college is getting higher and achieving higher and higher success, and it is rightly guided, being guided, okay, with the thoughts of Baba Sahib Ambedkar. So that's why now I am requesting Chandan sir to start Buddha Vandana. Chandan sir.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhang saranam gacchami, dhammang saranam gacchami, sangham saranam gacchami. Dutiyampi buddhang saranam gacchami, dutiyampi dhammang saranam gacchami, dutiyampi sangham saranam gacchami, tatiyampi buddhang saranam gacchami, tatiyampi dhammang saranam gacchami, tatiyampi sangham saranam gacchami. Panatipata veramani sikhapadam samadhiyami. Adinnadana veramani sikhapadam samadhiyami. Kamesu michchāchārā veramani sikhapadam samadhiyami. Musavada veramani sikhapadam samadhiyami. Surameraya majjapamadatthana veramani sikhapadam सब्बपापस्सकरणं कुशलस्सौपसम्पदा सच्चित्तपर्योदपणम् एतं बुद्धानशासनम् साधु साधु
Thank you, Chandan sir, for reciting this Buddha Vandana. Now I am requesting our mentor principal, Dr. G.V. Rao sir, for his welcome address to this webinar and grace this occasion. Over to Dr. Rao sir.
Thank you, Jade sir. Good morning, everyone. Is it audible?
Good morning, sir. Yes, you are audible.
I welcome you all for this one-day webinar organized by IQAC and Department of Chemistry of our Siddharth College of Arts, Science and Commerce on the topic intellectual property rights and research opportunities in India and foreign universities. I welcome the today's speaker, Mr. Piyush Lende, Assistant Controller of Patents and Design, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India. And I congratulate the organizers, Dr. Purandare, Professor Jade, IQAC convener and Vice Principal, and HOD, Chemistry Department, Dr. Chandan. I also congratulate Dr. V.N. Pawar for his support to conduct this webinar. As far as our today's topics are concerned, the intellectual property rights. It's very interesting topic because we had this topic in somewhere in our MSc Part 2 syllabus. And the other one is opportunities in India and abroad. Now, as far as our country is concerned, India is the second largest English speaking country. So here means maximum number of people speak English, which helps us to take the step to take the decision to go abroad, to go overseas, because English being the international language, it is the need for now for everyone, for every student to develop fluency in this language so that it will not be an hurdle to anyone to decide to take some decision to go some, for research or some studies abroad, because India is said to be the center for world economy, and most of the software engineers are from our country. And I'll just give you some, I have some information here. The Samsung professors, maximum number of Samsung professors are Indians. And Indian food is served in Samsung cafeteria. Nearly 1,000 Indians are working in Samsung research and development. And most of the software developers in the Samsung company are Indians, of course, in that 1,000. And as you know, that Sundaram Pichai, CEO of Alphabet, a mother company of Google, and Satyam Nadella, CEO of Microsoft, and Shantanu Narayan, CEO of Ebode, and Nikesh Arora, CEO of Palo Alto Networks. So this is our talent. These are, I mean, where we are standing. I mean, we have the talent here. The problem is because of, I mean, due to some socio-economic conditions, maximum people are preferring to go abroad and abroad for further studies. I mean, I am one of them. I mean, at the same time, from the government side, when you see, now it has become very easy to get the education loans. That's how I took some 60 lakhs for both of my children for MS in Australia. So that's how they are settled in Australia. They did their MS. This is how our students are migrating to the foreign universities, and we are the treasure of knowledge. That's how the all these foreign countries like Canada, US, then Australia, England, everywhere you can see our students, professors. That is our talent. So that's what we expect from all of you as students of chemistry and other science subjects, because of the technology available today. You should all make use of this technology, and you should come out with new, more and more innovative ideas by which the society, the country will get the benefit out of your invention or discovery. So something you should always think about innovative. I know your talent. Now the present generation, they're all experts in this science and technology issue. I mean, issues, like, they are more exposed for this day-to-day developments in the science and technology. So I wish all the participants to have comfortable interaction with the speakers and to improve your knowledge. I wish you all the best. Thank you. Jai Bhim.
Thank you, Dr. Rao, sir. Really, your words will prove an impetus to us, and definitely our student and colleagues will progress in this direction. Thank you very much once again. The topic of this webinar, that is intellectual property rights and opportunities of research in Indian and abroad universities. It's very, very beneficial to the contemporary student as well as researcher. This IPR is basically, I think so, it's a protection and benefits of intangible assets of human brain to either to individual or to industry or to companies. This is also an inspiration to the researchers, scientists to do innovative and productive research in the benefits of society and in solving problems of the societies. This field has taken a pace along with the industrial development in Western countries, though India could sense much later, but now it has taken on priority. Ministry of Commerce and Industry has taken initiative in the legal framework and protection of these innovative researches. Nowadays, even private companies, private firms are being established in order to assist these patent filings. Presently, it becomes a status of symbol for researcher or scientist to have maximum number of patents in his or her credit. Many multinational companies have taken research and development on high pedestal so as to protect their research. Now, amongst researchers and scientists, patent filing is much talked of matter. Therefore, it becomes a matter of immense importance for science students, science researchers who wants to pursue their research or to enter into the legal assistance field for patent filings. And for this very reason, we have invited Mr. Piyush Lende, sir, who is assistant controller of patent and design in the patent office of Mumbai as well as Chennai. I'm warmly welcoming you, sir, for this webinar, and I would like to introduce you because it's very, very essential to know us students that even the opportunity is there in a patent offices. Uh, Sir, you have been designated as Assistant Controller of Patent and Design in the Patent Office, which is set up by Ministry of Commerce and Industry, and you have a very bright academic career. You have done your 10th and 12th with very glorious marks as well as uh, with glorious features. You have done from the Nagpur board, and then after that you have got into VNIT, which is I think so NITs. Okay, NITs is very reputed institutes after IITs, and you have done your BTech in Electronics and Telecommunication from Vishwesvaraya National Institute of Technology, Nagpur, and then you have been appointed in the patent office after having a very rigorous exam, a very credential exam, and you have been working as assistant controller of patent and design since last 10 years. You have with wide experience, wide knowledge, being an engineer, being a science student. Okay, you have contributed well to the field because it is very helpful for any researcher or any companies to protect their research in order to get the benefit out of that. Not only that, but to benefit the society as well, as because it's an impetus for any research. So thank you, sir, for accepting our invitation, and definitely your talk will prove very beneficial as well as an inspiration to our student as well as teacher. Now I'm requesting Mr. Piyush Lende, sir, okay, to start your talk. Over to Piyush Lende, sir.
So please unmute yourself. Piyush sir.
नहीं इसमें कुछ कुकीज नहीं है अरे इसमें कुकीज नहीं होता है
Piyush sir, your mic is mute.
Piyush sir, are you getting me? Sir, your voice is not audible. I think so. It is from the instrument itself because your mic is on. Okay, but from the instrument itself, the voice may be very low. Hello, sir. Still, you are not audible, sir.
You can use without mic. If it is not connecting to mic, you can just off it, and the system will accept.
Hello. Can you hear me now?
Yes, you're audible now.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Thank you. So I will directly come to the topic, because this is a very vast topic, and covering this topic in a 1 hour is quite difficult. So I think my computer is also working very slow. It has come to. What is intellectual property? This is a very interesting topic, and many people and many friends and many have found a confusion over this, that what is exactly the intellectual property. I will directly come to the definition. I think you can see my screen. Yes. Intellectual property refers to creation of mind, such as inventions, design for industrial articles, literary and artistic work, symbol which are ultimately used in commerce. Intellectual property rights allow the creator or owners to have the benefit from their work when these are exploited commercially. I will give more detail about all the rights. These rights are very statutory. What do you mean by statutory rights? Statutory means it is given by Government of India by forming a statute. Statute means different acts are there for governing these intellectual properties. Okay. I am audible to everyone?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
There are different intellectual types of intellectual properties. From that, the main important intellectual properties are patents, industrial design, trademarks, copyright, geographical indications, layout, design for integrated circuits, protection of undisclosed information, that is trade secret, and plant varieties. Okay. And the most dominating intellectual property in all these intellectual properties is a patent. Okay. And this is most complicated IP also. So I will start with the definition of patent, and what exactly the meaning of patent. I will try to elaborate you through the definition. Okay. Patent is a statutory right. I already told you what do you mean, what is the meaning of statutory. Statutory means it is protected by act. Government of India makes act, and from that act that give rights to the users. The patent is a statutory right. Second thing, statutory means whenever our statute is there, the right will be there. Means all over India, our constitution give rights all over India. So the patent is also has a boundary as a all over India. Okay, this is statutory rights. Not patent is not having a rights all over world. It is statutory. Every country has their own statute. So if a person got a patent in India, he will have the rights in India only. Okay. Patent is a statutory right for an invention granted for a limited period. This is very important, that it is not given forever. It is for limited period. Okay, I will tell you the term of this patent. To the patentee by government. I already told you the patent is a right given by government in exchange of full disclosure of his invention for excluding others. What do you mean by exchange of full disclosure? This is very, very important thing. Government of India gave the rights to the patentee. That which kind of rights? Rights are disclosed here. Disclosure of his invention for excluding others for making, using, selling, importing the patented product or process, for producing that product for those purpose without his consent. Which kind of right is this? As soon as a particular person get a patent, he will be the patentee and he gets the rights. Which kind of rights? That it will exclude other. Very important, it will exclude others for making, using, selling, importing the patented product or process without his consent. Nobody can make a patented product or use patented product or sell patented product or import also the patented product. Patented product means the patent which have been granted in India. Only those patent, not other countries' patent. If particular person has got patent in, say, in UK or US, he cannot say that I will have the protection in India also. He has to register his patent in India also. This is very important. Okay. So why government of India gives such right is very important. In exchange of full disclosure means what? For reaching a particular invention, there are maybe numerous steps. There can be hundreds of steps. Reaching a particular invention is not an easy thing. Okay. So government India takes the description of his invention, how he reached, how he performed the invention, how he has done all kind of work, what is the technology behind, how he reached to the invention. This is very important. So in exchange, we take the disclosure and we give the rights. So it is one-to-one thing. We take the description, we take the disclosure, complete disclosure, how patentee has designed his product, what is the criteria behind this invention, every detail we take. What is the purpose of this? The purpose of this is, as soon as we take the description or disclosure, we published in our website. That will be open to everyone. Every other inventor can read, can go through the disclosure, and he can also perform the invention, and he can also remodify or have invention or inventive step over that invention. Means by disclosing the invention, the other person also gets knowledge. It's a sharing of knowledge, and through that sharing, he can also develop more invention from that point. So government of India takes the full disclosure and they gives which kind of right? For making, using, selling, importing the patented product or process for producing the product for those purpose without his consent. This is very important. Other person cannot make anything or cannot use, cannot sell, cannot import the patented product unless patentee has given his consent. He may give consent at different reasons. He may give by transferring the rights, or he may license it. That there are many processes from which he can give the consent. And most important thing, this word is very important. This is excluding others, not patent, not a right to even a patentee cannot make his patented product by default. It has a right to exclude other. You might be heard that patent is a negative rights. The negative rights, the important thing, the negative rights means what? For example, if I bought a land somewhere in Nagpur or any other place, I can go and live there. Okay, I can have my house and I can live there forever. Nobody going to exclude me. Nobody going to stop me. But what is patent? Patent is for excluding others. It is not giving a right to perform, but it is giving the rights to exclude others. Why such kind of right is there? Exclude other means what? If I compared with the land example, if I purchase a land at a particular place, I have the right, if I compare to the patent, that nobody will live there. Nobody will live there. Even it is not saying that I can live there. Nobody will live there without my consent. What do we mean by this? Why such kind of negative right is there? Because a patent is a developing products. Patent gets for the developing products. For a particular example, if I give you the example, if a person has if a particular inventor invented a particular say ceramic, for example, that is very good heat resistance, means anything kept there, it the heat will not exchange, heat will not go out. And another inventor who has remodified that ceramic and invented a jar, and that jar can be useful to keep our coffee or any drinks to be at a particular temperature. It will be there at a particular temperature. Now both the rights are different. The first inventor has invented the ceramic, but he has not made that ceramic in a such a way that it can be useful for as a jar, but other person made that jar. Now if other person wants to use his invention, he has to take rights from the original inventor who has invented the ceramic. If a ceramic person wants to design a jar, he has to take permission from the person who has made the jar. Such is the thing. Patent gives excluding license, excludes others. No other person can make jar except the person who has made that jar or patentee, but he has to take permission for other procedures. That is very important. If there is no boundary for taking, if there is no restriction for taking the permissions, then he can also make. For example, if a jar person has already disclosed or has already made the invention of particular ceramic, then he has no need to take the permission of others. This is very important thing, that patent do not give the monopoly right. Generally the confusion is that patent gives the monopoly right. No, patent gives the excluding rights, exclusive rights. Okay, this is a very important thing. And patent is granted for the limited period. What is this limited period? The term of patent in India is 20 years from the date of filing of the patent application. Patent is not a lifetime protected intellectual property. It gives rights to only just for 20 years. After 20 years, it will go to public domain. What do we mean by public domain? Means any public person can make that patented product and he can sell without need of taking consent from the patentee. Okay. So this is very important, that patent is a statutory right, exclusive right for making, using, selling the important patented product, and it is for limited period. The limited period is 20 years. And for this to be enforced, he needs to renew his patent every year. Okay. Next intellectual property is a design. Design means only the feature of shape, configuration, pattern or ornament or composition of lines or colors or combination thereof applied to any article, whether two-dimensional or three-dimensional or in both the forms, by any process or by means. Design is very different from the patent. What do we mean by design? Patent goes for technical things. technical things means what? For a particular, again, I will come to the jar example. If a jar is designed, if he wants to get patent, he will tell the process behind that making the jar, and he will give the technical effects of that jar, that what is the constituents of that material, how that material is designed, how that shape is formed. Everything will be there in patent. But design goes only for look. It will state only the look. It will not tell the technical matter. It will just tell the look, that see, this is my design, this is the cap, this is the shape of the cap, this is the coloring structure. It will not go inside this. What is the material, what all the things. The design is just for outer look. It is very important and very useful for film industry persons. They design their clothes or outfits in regular and different way. Many of them register their design in the intellectual property office. Okay, so then for example, the specimen, the sheet, the filing of patent procedure I will tell you later, because that is very complicated procedure. I will tell the simple procedures of design. So in design, the term of design in India is 10 years and can be renewed once for 5 years. Means total maximum term will be 15 years. For registering design, Form 1 and the representation sheet must be filed. What is Form 1? These forms are available on intellectual property site, that is IP India, our website. Yeah. From that website, you can download the Form 1. You can fill all the requirements of the Form 1, and other thing is required, what that is the representation sheet. In that representation sheet, you need to give different views of your design, different features, coloring features, or whatever the features are there in that representation sheet. And you need to file the fees. The fees for individual is, I am telling about design. The fees for individual is 1,000, and for the company, if he is coming through the company, the fees is 4,000. This is the procedure of design. Filing procedure of design. That you need to fill a Form 1 and the representation sheet. In representation sheet, you need to give all the details of your design, all the views, minimum 6 views, top view, bottom view, and all the side views. Okay, you can provide a 3D view and different views you can provide for giving the clear picture of your design. Okay, then the trademark is I think everybody knows what I mean for as a trademark. Trademark is popularly known as a brand name. Okay, in layman's language, is a visual symbol which may be a word, signature, name, device, label, numerals, or combination of colors used by one undertaking on goods or services or other articles of commerce to distinguish it from other similar goods or services originating from a different undertaking. Why is trademark is so important? Because trademark identifies the goods or services and its origin. If for a particular pen or any kind of particular product, if I give a proper, for example, if I take a pen, this pen, I think it is of cello. Okay, if I remove the word or if I remove this particular trademark of cello, then this pen will be the ordinary pen. Everyone will think that, okay, this is the one kind of ordinary pen. But as soon as I use the trademark cello, the people will know that, okay, cello is such company, and the company produces the goods of good quality, and such quality. All things can be understood by just viewing that trademark. So trademark is also very important for a particular user to know that what is the quality behind that product. It guarantees its unchanged quality. Whenever you find such a cello trademark, all the pens will have same quality. We can understand it from its trademark. It advertise the goods and services. It's also advertise the goods and services. It creates an image for the goods and services. Definitely, it also creates the image for goods and services. The term of trademark in India is 10 years initially and can be renewed to lifetime by filing renewal fees in interval of 10 years. Very important, the term of trademark. It is the only IP which can be renewed for lifetime. But what is the procedure? For first 10 years, as soon as you register the trademark, it will go for 10 years. Then after 10 years, you need to renew it. If you fail to renew it, renewal fees is there. If you fail to renew it, it will go again to the public domain. As soon as it goes to the public domain, anybody can use that trademark without any restriction. This is very important. Okay. What are the forms and fees? Again, for filing a trademark, you need to download a TMA application form that is available in our website, and other things also. But TMA form, this is only one form which is very important for filing a trademark. It contains all the important things. Very important to know that trademark is we give the trademark for a particular class. What do you mean by class? If you are going to design a trademark and you want to file that trademark, you need to tell for which purpose this trademark is going to use. Is it going to be used for film industry, or is it going to be used for a car manufacturing, or is it going to be used for a service, or is it going to be used for any kind of way? You need to clearly tell that. In trademark, in TMA application, you need to fill all those important things. The filing fees for the trademark for an individual is 5,000, and for a company it is 10,000. If you go for e-filing, that is online filing, then the fees will be reduced. 10% concession will be given. A trademark registration application must contain the following information. What is that? Logo or the trademark, the name and address of the trademark owner. Definitely that is important. Classification or trademark class, that already I told you what is the classification, for which purpose you are going to use the trademark, that you need to clearly specify it. Trademark use since a date. The one difference is there in a trademark, that if you are using a particular trademark and no one, whether you have registered or not registered, that is different thing. But if a particular person is using a particular trademark and he is using from a long time, now his trademark is already established. You just need to mention in a trademark office that this is the date from which I am using this trademark, and no one has opposed me to for using that trademark. In such case, that trademark used in since date, which date you are using, that is helpful for getting a particular trademark. Description of the goods or services. I already told you what description and what the purpose of that trademark is, and what is the texture of the trademark. For example, if you are designing a particular trademark like Intel Inside, you need to give that that this is a circular kind of trademark. The shape is like slightly oval. The Intel is written inside is written in a blue theme, like that and like that. You need to define in the words also. Okay, the better you define, better protection you will get. Once the trademark registration application is accepted by trademark registered, the proposed trademark is published in trademark journal. These journals are published every week by intellectual property office. What is the purpose behind that? They tell that such trademarks are they have filed a trademarks in our office, yet they are not given a grant, but anybody can oppose. Anybody can say, come out and say, sir, I have already such kind of trademark, and this is also very nearby or same trademark. You should not give this trademark. Such opportunity is given to the public. The publishing such a trademark journal is known as a publication. Okay. If they, after publication, the public have an opportunity to object the trademark registration, if they believe they will be damaged by that registration. If there are no objection filed within the 90 days of publication, the trademark will typically be registered within the 12 weeks or a month time. Okay. Copyrights. There is a difference between many doubts has been arised since long, that what are the difference between copyrights and the patents. I already told you that patent is for a technical thing. What do you mean by technical thing? Exactly is the products which can be made in the industry. That is the technical things. The copyright is different. Copyright is a right given by a law of creator of literary, dramatic, musical and artistic work only. And a procedure of and which other things are there? Procedure of cinematographs, films and sound recordings. All those comes in the copyright. Literary work means what? Literary work also includes softwares and website. Whatever website we see, generally every website has a different coloring, coding and different looks. That looks can be registered under the copyrights. Okay. Provides which kind of right they provide its holder the right to restrict unauthorized copying and reproduction of an original expression. Unauthorized copy and unauthorized reproduction of an original expression. I think this is very clear. Subject to certain conditions, a fair deal of research, study, criticism, review, and news reporting, as well as use of works in library and schools and in legislature, it is permitted without specific permission of the copyright owner. The copyright owner has which kind of right? That no other person can copy or reproduce the original copyrighted product, but certain things are excluded. For example, if a particular person has a copyright over a book, if that book is used for the research and if somebody has made his review on that book, that is allowable, or news reporting for that copyrighted product is allowed. In a library or in school, it is allowed and is permitted without a specific permission of the copyright owner. In short, copyright is not a very strong right. It needs to be very proper. It needs very proper feeling to stop the infringement. If a person is using that copyrighted product for himself, and if for example, if somebody recorded a music and he has recorded some sur or tal in that music, if somebody else already used that tal or music for himself, and after that recording it can go through him, he can also sell his product. Why? Because he has used that work and he reproduced in a different way. So the copyright is not a very strong kind of intellectual property. That is very important to know. Replica you cannot make, but if somebody used that information and he manipulated the information and used in another way, that can be done. Okay. Like in movies, we always know that there are similar kind of movies for a same topic. All the all the dialogues have been copyrighted, but still other filmmaker use those dialogue in different way and he can also get a copyright. So it is very weak kind of right. And very important is, unlike the case of patent, copyright protects the expression and not the ideas. Copyright protects the expression, not the ideas. There is no copyright protection for ideas, procedure, method of operation, or mathematical concept as such. Duration and term of copyright is also there. In case of originally literary, dramatic, musical, and artistic work, the duration of copyright is the lifetime of the author or artist and 60 years counted from the year following the death of the author. As soon as you have the copyright for a particular intellectual property, then you have the lifetime rights of up to the author. The author who has made, he has a lifetime rights, and also 60 years counted from the death of that author. Okay. For example, if Kishore Kumar has sung some song and he has a copyright, his son will get a right till the 60 years after the death of Kishore Kumar. Okay. Is it necessary to register a work to claim a copyright? Very important thing. And very important thing, that is it necessary to register a work to claim a copyright? No, this is a very important thing. Acquisition of copyright is automatic and it does not require any formality. For example, if you wrote a particular book, as soon as you write down that book, you already got that copyright. Just one thing is very important, you need to prove somehow that this book is written by me. That is the only thing. Copyrights comes into the existence as soon as a work is created and no formality is required to be completed for acquiring the copyrights. However, copyright certificate of registration of copyright and entries made therein serve as a prima facie evidence in court of law with reference to dispute relating to ownership of the copyright. But sometimes dispute may come against the ownership of the copyright. It might be difficult for proving that yes, he has made a particular song, and it may be very difficult to prove that he has a rights. But if you have the copyright, that give the prima facie a clear evidence to the court that yes, he is the original owner of that copyright. That is why copyright is important. Copyrights was not few years before, copyright now was not included in our ministry, but in 30 May 2016 copyright also included in our office, and it is handled by our control journal. Procedure of registration of a copyright work under the copyright office has been set up, and all the necessary information is given on the website, our website, in a copyright tab. The copyright office has been set up to provide registration facilities to all types of work. That is headed in Bauddhik Sampada Bhavan, that is situated at New Delhi. The application are also accepted by post. Online registration e-filing facilities has been provided from the 14th February 2014. Procedure of filing copyrights, it is very simple. You need to make form XIV. Okay, form, and this form number you will find on the copyright there. Separate application should be made for registration of each work. For example, if you have made a particular movie, in movie there are many things that like a dialogue and color effect and songs, lyrics and music. So for a particular one copyright, you need to make different application to make it that copyright as a whole. By meaning of this different application means you need to give the requisite fees of that applications, and you need to provide every detail of different copyrights. You cannot include all the literary work or dramatic work or musical work in a one application itself. You have to make separate applications for different intellectual work. Website is also a very important copyrighted IP. A website usually consists of a different rudiments which may be copyrightable subject matter that falls within the one of the class of the work. In copyright also, you need to provide the class for which particular class you are giving. Is it a photograph, or it is a literary work, or it is artistic work, or musical work, like that. Okay, the website generally we can if as soon as we open the website you get different pictures, that is one kind of copyright. You can get some sounds, that is one kind of copyrights, that is a artistic work. If there is something good things is written, that is one kind of, that is literally works, that is one kind of copyrights. So in website also there are many different copyrights involved. Here is the fees for different works. There is a different fees. Literary and dramatic and musical or artistic work, it is a 500. Provided that in respect of library of or artistic work which is used or capable of being in relation of any goods or services, it is 2000. And literary and dramatic work, it is 200, like that. Then the geographical indication. Geographical indication generally it is not an intellectual work as such, but still it has been given as an intellectual property, name as an intellectual property. Geographical indication is different from other intellectual properties. In geographical indication, the intellectual work is not involved as such, but what is involved, it is very important to know. Geographical indication are a place names used to identify the source of origin and quality, reputation, or other characteristic of the product. For example, Darjeeling tea. As soon as any tea maker use this GI, any tea maker can give many names to his product. But as soon as he has given the name as uh, dot Darjeeling tea, the person who is purchasing that tea will able to notice that yes, Darjeeling tea has a particular origin, has a particular quality, that it is tea made in the Darjeeling, and the user or the owner can sense the quality and reputation of that tea. So geographical indication gives a particular information about the quality, reputation, and other characteristic of the product. There are many GI registered in India: Kanchipuram silk saree or Nagpur orange, etc., etc. Let us come to a particular product. Which kind of IPs are involved in a particular product, that we need to see. I have given one example. Everybody uses this telephone or mobile phone. Which kind of different IPs are involved in a particular mobile, we can see. For example, here the name is Samsung. As soon as Samsung is there, this is a trademark. We can say that the Samsung company has made this particular telephone. We do not need to give any other explanation for that thing. For the shape, different texture, and different button positioning is involved. This dot and this camera position, all those things comes under the design. Okay, the technology inside this, whatever the softwares are involved, whatever the chips are involved, whatever every kind of technology used by this mobile, it is involved, and it can be protected under patent rights. Okay, the information and the coding involved in this, and the guide, technology guide, how to use this phone, or what is the process of the using and manual of this phone, that comes under the Copyright Act. Okay, and there might be some trade secret. What do you mean by trade secret? Sometimes a inventor might feel that a particular technology is very, very genuine and very, very new, and it is very difficult for other person also to make that thing. In such a case, they make an internal agreement in a company and they keep that in a trade secret, and they do not even file for IP, and they make a legal documents and they keep the trade secret. So sometimes it is called as a trade secret also, like a Coca-Cola. What is how to make that Coca-Cola, and what is the formula, exact formula of that getting that taste is yet unknown to other person. So that kind of things are the trade secret. Okay. So different IPs in industry also, their trade secrets are involved. What is the importance and advantage of protecting of IPR? Avoids duplication of research. It is very important. If a particular person design a good technology and he reached to that invention, like a touch screen, for example, then if other person is researching on the touch screen, he do not need to waste his energy for rediscovering the touch screen. He can directly go to patent office website. He has registered as a patent. He can download that disclosure. He can work on that disclosure and directly reach to particular that technology. Means it's avoid duplication of research. Utilizing the published patent specification is an ocean of scientific knowledge. Definitely, all the published patent is an ocean of scientific knowledge, because I already told you that we give the rights by one hand and we take the disclosure from other hand. For example, I will give you one example of car in this case. Now, if a particular person has invented one high-speed vehicle or car, and he registered for the patent, and after this he manufactured the product and he sold in the market. It is very important to know that all these rights are intangible rights. Intangible rights means we cannot touch it, we cannot feel it, but they have some kind of property, they have some kind of rights. On the other hand, other properties, we can see that there are some tangible properties like this car, this high-speed car. Now, the confusion might arise that, oh, inventor has invented the car, he manufactured and produced the car, and he sold the car. Now this car owner has that property. Is it so? But that is not true. The car owner has the property, has ownership only over his car and high-speed that designed vehicle. But exact technology, what is technology involved in that? What is the procedure involved in making that car? He has no rights over it. So to justify that rights, the patentee has to disclose every detail in the specification, in patent specification, and he has to give that specification to Government of India. Then only Government of India gives the rights. So it is again goes as a intangible rights. That patent specification is one kind of literary or it kind of intellectual work. You cannot touch it. You cannot, as soon as a person understood that patent specification, it is there inside his brain. So it's some kind of intellectual or intangible work. Third, transferring invention as a public property after expiring of the term or cessation of the patent. Very important. As soon as the term of patent is complete, that goes to the public, and public can freely use that work. as it is, and it is a free and no need to take the consent of the owner. Keeps the abreast with the latest development of the technology. Okay, definitely we give the patent only for the inventive features. As soon as a particular person comes out with the inventive feature, a latest development, we will come to notice that will be published to the website, and other person also come to know that this is the latest development. You don't need to go anywhere to search what is the latest development. You can just click on our website and download the published patent, and you can see that this is the latest development. Like if you want to understand what is the technology behind the 6G, what are the features of the 6G, you might go and search at different websites. They will give different uh, things. But if you want to know exact what is the 6G or what is the technology involved in that 6G, you can go to a patent office website. You can download some patent specification, latest patent specification. In that, you will come to notice what are the different features of the particular technology, what are the development in that particular technology, and providing rewards as exclusive rights. This is very important thing, that as soon as a particular IP is generated, the IP owner has a right. If he give consent, then only other can make. Now, for giving a consent, he makes some exchange of technical rights. Okay, and for that rights, he may be benefited by monetary benefit or any kind of benefit he can take. That is, everybody knows that everything is making whatever the rights established in the IPR, it is for monetary benefit in general. And many other important benefits of IPR is there, that it gives a very legal, in case of infringement, it gives a legal boundary, or it gives legal strength also. If IP is not registered, and if he still start to saying that this is my intellectual property, if other has already copied and already manufactured particular product, then he will not be able to prove that this is my legal rights. Okay, so it is very important to register the intellectual property. Increase the valuation of company in balance sheet and market value. This is very important thing, that I already told you that if I have if a particular company has hundreds of patents, and it is not having any good tangible rights, for example money, or different lands, or many tangible rights, balance sheet. But if there is if he able to show the inventor or investors that I have the IP rights, hundreds of IP rights, that can be a very powerful and market value, having market value, that can also be included in a company's balance sheet, and it can be counted as a money, or it can be equivalent as a money. This is very important thing. A company might not be having much tangible rights, but if such intellectual rights are there, then the valuation of company definitely increases. IPR law governs by Ministry of Commerce and Industry. I already told you. Geographical Indication, Design Act. There are many acts. You need to go through this act while filing a particular intellectual property. If you want to file a patent IP, then you need to go through the Patent Act and patent rules. If you want to file a GI, you need to go through the Registration and Protection Act of GI. If you want to file a trademark, then you need to go through the Trademark Act and trademark rules. If you want to file the Design Act, you need to go through Design Act and design rules. All these acts and rules are available on IP India. IP India. This is the website of our India's intellectual property. Our office has a different functioning, different branches. Patent office as such has 4 branches, that is Kolkata, Delhi, Chennai, Mumbai. I am staying at Mumbai branch. It has one important language or intellectual property disclosure, Rajiv Gandhi National Institute of Technology, for giving information about this IPs. Many courses are, we can have many courses in that Rajiv Gandhi National Institute of Technology, that is at Nagpur. Design office is at Kolkata. That means you need, if you want to file a design, you need to send your design, that form 1 and specification to the Kolkata. Trademark office is at 5 location, that is Mumbai, Delhi, Kolkata, Chennai and Ahmedabad. One more. Geographical GI is only at Chennai. If you want to file a geographical indication, you need to send that to Chennai. All this information is available on our website. So now we will come to the patent in briefly. That I already told you that patent is exclusive right. Here monopoly word is used to in continuation with this exclusive right. Okay, the patent protection is for 20 years definitely, and it is a territorial right. As soon as you got a patent in India, you have the protection only in India. If you want to have protection all over the world, you need to go to that particular countries and you need to file at that particular countries. If you want to have rights for a particular technology in US, then you need to go to the US patent office and you need to file that particular patent there. If it is granted, you will be having 20 years. The term of 20 years is everywhere is same. Very important for which the patent we grant a patent. Very important that patent we grant is for new product or novel product. Means what? We cannot keep on taking the patent for a similar kind of application. For example, if a particular person designed a high-speed vehicle, and someday if other person came with little modification and said this is also one similar high-speed vehicle, then we need to check whether this is new or similar. If it is not novel, not new, then we will not grant. Then it must be having inventive step over the original, over the already filed patented articles. Very important thing that it must be inventive. What do you mean by inventive? Inventive step means a feature of invention that involves technical advance as compared to the existing knowledge or having economic significance or both, that makes the invention not obvious to a person's skill in the art. Very important that there might be many high-speed vehicles. If a new inventor has come and he has made his application for a patent, and he said that this is also a high-speed vehicle, there may be the possibility that his high-speed vehicle is a new, different, but it should be having inventive step. Inventive step means what? A person having similar knowledge, he should not be feel that this is very obvious. If I want to design this, I could have been easily designed this, though I have not designed it. It should not be such obvious. It should be having some intellectual efforts. Then only we give the patent. The very important to note that this inventive step or inventive feature, the decision making is resides with the examiner and the controller of the patent office. It is very thin line that everybody can say, sir, this is very inventive thing. Why you are feeling so obvious that why you are feeling that this was very obvious thing? That decision making is with the patent office. Okay. As soon as we find that the particular patent is a new, inventive, and it has an industrial applications, then we give the patents. Some things are excluded from the patenting. That is a frivolous kind of thing. For example, if a particular person is making new things, very important and very new, novel and inventive features, but for destroying a particular well-established human life or plant life or anything, such a things we do not allot any patent. There are many restrictions over the patents. All those restrictions you can find out from the section 3 or section 4 of the Patent Act, Intellectual Property Patent Act. You can get those kind of restriction from our. Very important that patent is cannot be granted for the plants or animals, mathematical or business method. There can be many business method. For example, if a particular person has invented particular business method, that I will first make the product, then I will do the marketing at this time, then I will again sell the product in such a way. Such kind of business method is not patentable. Mathematical methods are not patentable. Okay, many restrictions are there for patent, though it is very one kind of intellectual work. Making a particular business method is not so very simple. He can earn much money from that, but still such kind of IPs are not protected anywhere in India. Very important. Can any invention be patented after publication or display in the public exhibition? Generally, no. If a particular person has shown a particular invention to the public already, now if he comes to the patent office and he says that I want to register for a patent, then patent office will say you have already disclosed it to the public. Now you cannot make or establish the priority for that public disclosure in such a case, because you have already displayed to the public. Now public can manufacture it. At the time of displaying, he was not having any kind of rights. So the public is also not legally bounded. At that time, if a particular manufacturer started that unpatented product and he has already invested much money in that, it will be injustice for him to later stop him, because he has already invested and he was not having any legal foundation, because that product was not registered in the patent office. So generally it is very important, as soon as you conceive the idea, you should file a patent first in patent office, get the priority, then go to the public. Yes, I have come out with such invention. If you directly go to the public can make that invention. Public has no legal foundation, and patent office in such a cases do not give any rights to the patentee. But only the exception is that if a particular inventor has published his document in a learned society, like when a PhD holder published his document at a particular learned society, then within 1 year he can come, but patent office still do not guarantee his patent. That is very important thing, and it is very confusing, and it needs much elaboration. So I think time is running very short. If anybody has having any particular questions regarding any thing I have disclosed, you can please ask me.
That is, sir. Please take few
Yes,
questions from the chat box.
So there is one question
Yes.
from Poonam. Okay, the question is that intellectual property regarding confidential case history records of documents, mental health professionals, if it is stolen by someone, then under what law can the miscreants be penalized?
Can you please repeat your question? I was just trying to.
Yeah. The question is intellectual property regarding confidential case history of records of documents, mental health professionals. If it is stolen by someone, then under what law can the miscreant be penalized?
So there are different laws. Every law has a different protection. If he has stolen the patented intellectual property, then under IPR, intellectual property rights, there are many sections devoted for particular infringement. He can definitely go to the court and he can show that by using those articles, he can give his opinion that how he has other person has done the infringement. He can establish in front of court, and if court found it is justifiable, court definitely give the injunction order. Injunction order means he will, yes, he will stop the other person for making, selling all those products, and he can the court might arrest the other person also, and they can जिसको बोलते हैं छापा डालना, वैसे भी प्रोसीजर होती है. All those procedure are involved in patent also, copyright also. Different act has a different supporting act for that. You need to make the applications for that things to the court. Okay,
Yeah.
as soon as it is established, the court orders to police also to make a necessary action or take necessary action.
Sir, there is one more question, that how to avoid duplication of research.
How to avoid duplication of research? Okay, very important thing. So first of all, the person who is the owner, he should file his particular intellectual property at an intellectual property office. As soon as he files the intellectual property, he gets the ownership of that particular intellectual property. For example, patent office, if patent office filed a particular invention, and if patent office has given the rights for that particular invention, the owner is having that ownership. Now, if a third person made similar kind of intellectual property, he has also registered in the patent office, there might be chances, because patent office is also governed by the human bodies. A human can make any error and he might also get patent. Now, the original inventor can come to the patent office, and within a 1 year, because everything is in public domain, everything is published, the original owner can always come to the patent office that, sir, the patent office has made some mistake. He has given the duplicate patent. So in that case, there are many sections for revoking the other patent, and there are many legal sections which can be done very easily with the support of Act. If at all patent office also denied to do that, because there is some time limit. As soon as a patent is granted, within a 1 year, you need to invoke it or you need to revoke it. Similar procedures for also other IPs also. Okay. So you can go to the court and you can establish that, sir, this is a duplication of work. If court agrees it, court directly give the order to the patent office or the other office, and they will revoke that particular IP. But you need to prove it. Definitely you need to prove it.
Yeah.
And very important thing is that the patent infringement is the owner's responsibility. Owner has to take care that, oh yes, other person should not make any kind of infringement. Patent office will not look into the matter. Owners needs to bring to the notice of the controller, and then only controller or the particular court will take necessary action to stop that infringement. Patent office has no responsibility to keep watch on the protection of that IPs. The owner's responsibility is very important in this case. Similarly, in case of trademark also, it is a trademark owner's responsibility to keep on view that other person should not use his trademark. If other person is found to be using his trademark, he needs to notice, bring to the notice of particular court, then court will give the injunction order. After that, definitely court will handle the matter. But it is not court or office responsibility prima facie.
So there is a related question to patent. Monsanto company has patented their GM in cotton and also proved beneficial in cotton production. Then why government of India is not allowing GM third generation cotton for its use by the farmers?
See, there are many sections in the patent office. If a particular plant variety might be that may be very novel and inventive features, but it must be keep in the mind that Constitution of India is having sole power. Okay, if any particular product is going out of the boundary, the Patent Act we will not be having effect over it. The highest authority, highest constitution will have the authority. If a particular GMO is creating issues with unfertility or any other kind of plant variety X issues, okay, if that thing is dominating over the patent, then that will be prevail. For example, if a particular person has made any insect killing machine, okay, that insect killing machine might be very inventive. Patent Act will definitely give the patent because it is very inventive, very good, novel thing, and economic significance. But if other constitution or our Supreme Constitution is saying that no, you cannot kill every insect, that is very important for the environmental sustainability, then in such a case, the execution of that patent will not be possible. So our Patent Act is also bounded with many limitations. That limitations cannot be overcome. That is very important thing. So the answer behind this question is lies in the detailing of that restriction order that you need to go through.
Yeah. Thank you very much, sir. You have given a very satisfied answer to all the queries, and you have given a very vivid and wide exposition of the intellectual property rights. Okay, it's very important for a student as well as teacher of the science community to know the importance of IPR, because how much is important a research article for a student or a teacher. I think so. We realize that patent is much more important than writing a research article. Sir, thank you. I cordially thank you very much, sir, for your nice and very expositive talk. Now we are having second talk by Dr. Nandakishore Chandan, sir. He will be speaking on research opportunities in Indian and foreign universities. Sir, I welcome you for this program. Rather, actually, you are you have been actively participated in arranging this webinar, so you doesn't require any introduction. But there are certain things which our students and colleagues and teacher community would like to know. So I formally welcome you for this program, and I would like to introduce you. Sir, you have been, you are currently an associate professor in the Department of Chemistry, Siddharth College. You are also acting as vice principal, and you are also as IQAC coordinator. You are also having very bright academic career. You stood 5th merit in your BSc as well as MSc, which you have done from Amravati University. And then after having MSc, you have completed your NET SET exam, then JRF, then NET ARS, which is conducted by Indian Council of Agriculture Research. You have qualified GATE exam also. And then after having joining into our institution, you went to PhD, and you have done successful PhD from Oxford University. And after having your PhD, also you have published many research papers, and presently you are working as PhD supervisor in Mumbai University and JJIT, and you have been teaching to UG and PG classes since last 19 years. And apart from that, you are giving many invited lectures at various conferences, refresher courses, workshops in Maharashtra and throughout the nation. You are in board of studies at various autonomous college like Xavier's College. Then you are paper setter at Mumbai universities. Then you are PhD evaluator as well as and you have been actively involved in the research in the field of heterocyclic chemistry, drug discovery, medicinal chemistry, catalysis, and methodological synthesis. Then you have completed 3 research projects in Mumbai University, from Mumbai University and UGC. Then you have written in your credit, there are certain books, oxidation and reduction reagents, then name reactions and advanced organic chemistry. In your credit, there are 17 research papers at national and international journals and conferences. Then you have attended 11 conferences, international and 20 national conferences. And you also, apart from your teaching, learning, and research, you have been involved in the social work as well. And you are a founder chairman of Yes, that is Youth Empowerment and Social Foundation. And through this, yes, you are doing a lot of social work. And truly, we are very fortunate and to listen your expertise, and because since you are done your PhD from Oxford University, which is well known, well reputed, and that's why we are like to listen your talk on research opportunities in Indian and foreign university. uh, Dr. Nandakishore Chandan.
Thank you very much for your good words. Being the convener of this webinar, let me thanks to Mr. Piyush Lende sir, who has nicely explained the intellectual property right in brief, and gave us the procedure how to file the patents and some of the copyrights products. I really thanks on the behalf of college. In fact, yeah, today I being the speaker in my own webinar uh, that is organized by Siddharth College itself. So in fact, I'm going to share with you some of the things which I found, which is need to be known to the Indian students as well as uh, the researchers, particularly the whole researcher community. Before beginning to my talk, let me welcome you all and very good afternoon. Good afternoon, Anjali. Let me share with you the impact and the importance of the research. If you go way back 100 years back, in the month of October of 1896, if you remember, the Mumbai was very much in epidemics. Now we are in a pandemic. That was the epidemic that Mumbai was facing the very strange disease which is caused because of the development of the Mumbai. You know, in the beginning of the 19th century, the Mumbai Municipal Corporation has started the underground watering. Underground watering, that means it was before open ground. So because of the lack of the infrastructure and the technology, there was a flood, and because of that flood, the underground pipeline choked up, and because of that choke up, there was a huge accumulation of some sort of uh, deadliest atmosphere inside, and that atmosphere was very much uh, I can say it was the good atmosphere for the rats to develop over there, and some of the rats, because of some infection, died, and that was the cause of the epidemics. What epidemic you know that? That was the plague, and most of the Mumbai particularly was suffered because of that plague, and that time government, the Bombay province, has requested to the nearby countries to help out to the particularly Mumbai because of this epidemic, because of this disease we can say in a simple language, that is a plague, which was caused by rats. And you know, we got a hands from the Ukraine institute called as Pasteur Institute, which normally works on microbiology particularly. And the well-known scientist, Dr. Hopkins, he was Orthodox Jewish European scientist, was assigned to work in India, set up a lab. We call today that lab as a Hopkins Research Institute, which is located at Mumbai Parel, where he worked very hard. He did the research, you know, in the corridors of Mumbai Grand Medical College. In the corridor, he set up his own lab, with the help of three colleagues. He did the research. In continuous research, his one colleague got a nervous breakdown. He quit that research. Then two colleagues, because of the hard work, they quit the job. And only Dr. Hapkin was after the research to get through this epidemic. He worked very hard in 3 months of times. You cannot imagine. Since last one and more than 1 year, we are struggling to get through this pandemic as a COVID-19. But we should be pleased that time that to the Dr. Hopkins, he get out with the vaccine in 3 months of time, without any infrastructure, without any technology, without any sophisticated instruments. He come up with the vaccine on plague. And you know that whenever there is a new medicine comes in the market, we do scared, there is a rumors. And today also we are the sufferer of that. We normally blame in the media, we claim that this vaccine is dangerous. So that time in 100 years back also, it was criticized by the particularly in Mumbaikars that this vaccine is not good. So you know that the Dr. Hopkins himself has took the first dose of that vaccine. He tried that vaccine on rats. He found that rats who was suffering that disease recovery fast, and he himself took this vaccine and asked the Mumbaikars to go for this vaccination. Most of the learned peoples that time they go for the vaccination, they got recovered. But we are some sort of having some ill mind that we always believe on God and sort of things. So that time of people, 100 year back, people were too much after the gods. No, God has given this disease, so the God will recover us. So many Hindus particularly died because of this disease. And mostly the Parsis people survive because they don't believe on that rumors. They took the vaccination, and majority of the Parsis people that time, 100 years back, maybe 120 years back, they survived mostly. Most of the Hindus died in that particular pandemic. So my point is to say here, the research particularly, whatever we do here in India, whether it is in abroad, if you are passionate about your work, you can set your career in a nice spot. You know that today we got a hopes from the Oxford University and AstraZeneca laboratory. In collaboration, they come up with the vaccine called as Covishield, as well as the Bharat Biotech, as well as ICMR in collaboration, they come up with the vaccine called as Covaxin. So today, these are the two hopes in front of us, that the research particularly, the research which is done by these two different places, the UK as well as the Indian some research institute, they are with the medicine that this is the vaccine you will save. And still, we people some point get carried away because of this WhatsApp university. So I hope you understand my message that everyone should go for the vaccination. That is my things. So the bottom line of this talk is that research is very much important for the life. If we want a good life, a safe life, we have to go into the research. And my topic of today is the opportunities in the research in India as well as in the foreign university, because mostly we are fascinated that the foreign universities are good. Yeah, definitely good because of the infrastructure and the facilities over there, as well as the competition particularly. I must say here that what are the stages you can go to abroad and what are the stages you can do the research in India as well. So in my talk, I'm going to cover each and everything. Since from after the 12th, you can go to the abroad university for the higher study. And I will tell you the routes and the preparation, what and what not to do for that. So let me start with the Indian corridor of the research particularly. We start normally the research in India particularly at the PhD level. You know that in foreign universities, normally the research start at graduation level. When you pursue your graduation level, that time only they acquainted with the research. But in our Indian universities, or we can say in the particular UGC or the curriculum setup, we have that by paper up to BSc, and then we go to the MSc, where in MSc also most of the focus is paper, and now we have kept that in the two where to go for the research. For the research, we know how the master student carried out the research. When they go for the research, I know I assess many research projects from my student as well as the other university students. So the research they know for the getting the degree only. The research you want to do for a betterment of your the concept, particularly whatever concept you understand from the subject of your choice. It may be the chemistry or physics or botany or zoology, whatever subjects you like, you go into the details. What are the applicability of that particular contents into the human life? Like today in this pandemic situation, we understand, we realize the importance of research. Without research we cannot survive, and that is proved here 101% because of this vaccination only, and because of the immunity developed inside our body. That is what we can call as a biological laboratory, which is set up in our body itself. Our body is considered to be a setup of one research laboratory. So my question is here, if you want to pursue the research, if you want to pursue the research particularly, is my screen is visible? Some participant has pointed out my screen is not visible. Just anybody can point it out. It is visible. Hope I have share my screen and everything is visible. That is
Yes,
it.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. It is visible.
That's fine. So what are the highest, or the, I must say, the good quality research institute in India? If you want to go for the research, I don't discourage the any researcher over here, but I must make the scenario open that what are the good quality research over here in India, Indian universities particularly. There are the top three categories I must categorize over here. All the national institutes in India particularly, they are the topmost researchers. Okay, research, national institute particularly. Then all the IITs particularly, they are going to, means in all sort of research particularly, the IITs are top, as well as the central as well as the state universities. If you go to the ranking wise, central and state, central university got more facilities over the state. And if you go to the next level of the research, that is the institute, that is a college level, you know, that infrastructure of the college. Okay, so there are the very good institutes in India like NCL, TIFR, ISA Bangalore, ICT Hyderabad, ICT Mumbai, ISR, PITS Bilani. There are CSI labs. All these particular places or the labs are having a quality research, and they give the full infrastructure as well as the support in terms of the facilities. Now, how to go into this nationalized institute? There are the things. How you will go? There are a number of ways to go into the these particular institutes. Now, the competition wise, it's very tough. Competition is very tough because last couple of years, the pool of next set candidates with the GRF is very huge. So the institute has kept the barrier. They scrutinize the students through the interview, and then they get the register. You know, the NET GRF is the one source you can get into the any research institute or in any IIT or in any central or state university with a good package of fellowship. You know, for the survival, we need a fellowship, and fellowship is the most important things in front of the researcher. Without money, we can't pursue the research. First is money, and then we think about the research. So you will get the stipend from the government of India, particularly the UGC. If you are qualified GRF, you will get 31,000, including your HRA. If you, after 2 years, you will be qualified as a SRF, and that scholarship will increase to be 35,000. So this is what the package of GRF students, particularly in any of this institute in the India, particularly, whether it is IIT or Central University or State University or Research Institute or your even college. If you divert your scholarship at college also, you will get GRF 31,000 or SRF 35,000. If you want to go to the IIT, IIT only take the students with GATE, with good score, with good percentile, and that stipend will be around 20,000. But GATE is not applicable to the university as well as the research institute. It is only for the IITs. Then there is a university entrance examination, that is we call as a PhD entrance test, that is a PATE. Now, just now Mumbai University has declared the results, and many of the students clear this PATE examinations, and they have the opportunity to go to the any university, any particularly if it is a Mumbai University PATE exam, so the Mumbai University affiliated institutes as well as the colleges, any student can register for them. Now the stipend, it is not guaranteed that you will get it. In university particularly, if the researcher will have a fund, they can offer you from 8 to 12,000 depending on the fund availability. There is another options particularly offered or chosen by the students, that is a self-funded. They normally go to the college or institute and they spend their own money and they do the research, but it is a bit expensive. I would suggest if you go for the NET set or particularly NET exam with JRF, it is excellent to get the scholarship. That is the full package you will get, and the research quality wise it will be the excellent. Now, if you want to go to IIT particularly, I would suggest if you go after BSc, after graduation, through the JAM examination, that is joint admission test particularly for the master program. So it will be a good thing that if you go to in the master level, it will be the integrated program sometime IIT will offer, and automatically you become researchers in the integrated program. So this is another avenue. After BSc, directly you can jump, and the IIT JAM exam, particularly it's not so difficult. If you thoroughly understand the BSc concept, you can easily clear. One of my students has cleared this JAM exam. We sent him to the IIT. He did the integrated PhD. Now he is holding a good post at some of the IITs as a professor. So this is what the quality of research that we normally find in these institutes. Now, there is a way in between two, that if you register in India for a PhD, you can go to the some sort of internship programs onto the into the foreign universities. Before that, I must mention here that if you want to go to this sort of institutes or research institutes or universities after master's program particularly, you have after the result declarations, you have 2 months in summer time. In that summer time, the IIT particularly, or we can say the TIFR, ICT, BRC, ICERS, all these nationalized institutes offer a summer internship program. After postgraduate, that is MSc, you don't sit at home, search into the institutes program. There are n number of institutes in India. They offer you the summer internship program. That is a visiting students. That may be for 2 months or 3 months of time. But when you go for the research for 2 or 3 months time in this nationalized institute, you will understand what sort of research is going on around you. You will get the understanding of the overall around you as well as outside the Mumbai, because there are some students who have always the discussion with the foreign students. So you will have that discussion and you will come to know what are the ways, what are the avenues to go abroad. I must mention here, when I was a PhD student at NCL Pune on JRA particularly, that time I found 3-4 my lab mate were a research assistant over there for 6 months scholarships. You know that I got a full-time fellowship as a JRA, and they came for a very short period of time, like 6 months. They understand the laboratory conditions, understand the research concept. They write to the foreign university that I am working with NCL, doing some research work and having a good quality of the research. So look, when you get acquainted with this sort of platform, you will get the logo that you belongs to TFR, you belongs to IIT Mumbai, you belongs to ICT. So you are doing a summer internship or maybe the research assistantship, but you will get that recognitions. So the foreign university understand, oh, these institutes are quality research institutes, we must hire these students. So this is what the linkage in for India and the abroad. So I have seen many students, when I was a student in NCL, many students after 6 months, they went to the Japan, Korea, South Korea particularly, in Taiwan for a PhD program. So I was a PhD program full time, but I was stuck over there. But they have the opportunity after 6 months of time they fly directly to the abroad university for the PhD program. So this is what one way to go to the abroad after getting an internship experience or research experience at the nationalized institutes. This is one way. So you have a interaction with this particular nationalized laboratory in terms of the research particularly. And this, when you have a tie-up with this institute sort of things, you have a bond between the supervisor, students, and you can communicate your ideas later on as well. Now, suppose you have done some of the programs, this internship programs, you are registered for a PhD and you are pursuing full-time PhD in India, like it may be the Mumbai University, or it may be at college level. It may be at institute level, like maybe the ICT, or it may be the TIFR, but you have the feeling that I wanted to go to abroad for some of my research. So for some of the research of your area, you can go to the abroad university. And what are that programs? There are some, like in India, how we do the summer internship programs like that. In foreign universities also, there are many n number of universities which offer the internship programs for 2 months to up to the maximum 9 months, or sometimes it may be 12 months. Okay, so I must say this is a split program. Suppose you have registered in India, you are XYZ with the institute with the supervisor, but you got this fellowship from Fulbright Nehru fellowship, which is normally offered by UK government in collaborations. Oh, sorry, US government. So this is one agency which offers a scholarship particularly, and which is the one of the prestigious scholarship, or we can say the internship, or we can say the fellowship for the students who will get it. So it's a very simple that what you need to do for this sort of fellowship, that you need to have good academics, you should have a good grades, you should have like good activities, that is experience in terms of the research, and statement of the purpose, that is we call as SOP, and the recommendation from your supervisor, or the well-known personality from the research. So four things will make you very good impactful applications to apply for this sort of programs. Now this Fulbright Nehru program, this is an excellent program which offers you to and fro year ticket, plus your accommodations will be covered, and you will get the scholarship for the living expenses. So Newton Baba's fellowship is another fellowship which is also offered, okay, for 2 to 4 months. Then Commonwealth scholarship is there, which is again we can consider as a short fellowship, where you can carry out your some of the research at foreign university. If you get this sort of Commonwealth fellowship, but there is a big competition because there are many Commonwealth country and all the students will apply for this, and so it is a competitive one. But no doubt, many Indian students normally get it. There is another scholarship which is offered by a French government in a collaboration with these of two great scientists, that is C.V. Raman and the Chapak, who both are the Nobel laureate on the honor. The French Institute, particularly French government, has offered this scholarship in the French institutes only. So if any one of these, so I have given a few examples. If you go to the Google search, you will find there are many programs, there are many scholarships which is offered by different countries and for the different programs. So you can do some of the research in India and go for the some of the work to the foreign universities. So you need not to pay anything. Everything is covered in this program. So apart from your travel expenses, living expenses, as well as the your accommodations, all these three things, including the visa and these mostly in foreign countries, we need insurance. So all that things will be covered. So there are another internship programs which is offered by some other universities. Like take the example of German scholarship, that is a Max Planck summer internship, that will be for 2 to 3 months. There is a CRG, Central for Genomic Regulation, Barcelona, Spain, for 2 months. Then there is a CECD internship for 12 months. There is a research in industrial project for students, in particular US. And this is one of the very important one, that is NTU, Nanyang Technological University, that is Singapore, which is the top in world and top in Asia, 11th top in the world, and the top university in Asia. Now here, there are the three batches where the B1, B2, B3, B1 is a long term, that is up to 12 months, and B3 is also the long term, and B2 is a short term for the 3 to 6 months. Now this university has India Connect program. That means only the Indian can apply for the scholarship, and many Indian students go to the Singapore, and if they give a very nice package, you can spend a couple of months over there, you will get the very nice atmosphere over there, and you will understand what the research is going on in the world. Once you go to the abroad university for maybe the couple of months or the year, your life of thinking, particularly lifestyle, particularly thinking power or the research ability will completely change, because you will understand the competition in the world, because you will come across with the world students. Because if you are in India, Indian students will be interact, and suppose you are doing some sort of research, XYZ student also doing the similar type of things. But in abroad, you will find the multicultural students, multi-language, means different culture, different research background. So your personality will definitely change. So this is the another way to go to the abroad for a short period of time. Now there are some full-time programs. So before that, I must mention here, any student from after the 12th standard can go to the abroad university. Now I will mention first after the 12th standard, because most of the time we think about that after a PhD program, like if you do the nice PhD in India in a good institute, and then for postdoc we will go to the abroad university. Postdoc is not the education, it is nothing but the just the work experience or the research experience. It is considered to be a job. In UN, other university, the PhD is also considered as a job sort of experience. Okay, so this is the thing just for the extra knowledge. But you can enter into the foreign university after the 12th standard as well. Normally, after 12th standard in India, normally the students are after IIT, NEET, or sort of courses. Okay, so mostly our Indian community is focused towards the IIT, or we can through NEET or any engineering background, or next one is a medical background. So these are the two lines in India where all the Indian youth are running after. And in between that comes like plain science or humanities and other things. Now, my point is here, this is not only for a science students. If there is an art students or commerce students, or it may be the science student, anyone can go to the abroad university after 12th. There is no background at all. In foreign university, the programs is very huge. Like if you go to the undergrads, you can do the science program together, you can do the arts program, you can do the commerce program. So if you are passionate about all the faculties, you can do a cocktail degree having a art, science, and commerce, including the research as well. So this is what the open platform or the electives offered by the foreign universities. Now, what are the things to go to the abroad after 12th? And why I mentioned over here, it is so easy to go to the abroad university after 12th. In India, you can imagine the competition for IIT. To get into the IIT, IIT JAM, or IIT particularly your entrance exam or NEET exam, how tough it is. But rest of the competent students, suppose, if they are not in the scale of that getting admissions, they will get disappointed and they end up with the so-called institute, and they pay lots of money. But I must mention over here, if any student who is preparing for NEET or GRE, your IIT entrance exam, if simultaneously if they prepare for SAT, that is Scholarship Aptitude Test, this is what the entrance test after the 12th standard to get into the foreign university for the graduation program. That is the graduation. That is a 4 years degree. In foreign university, any degree if you go for after the 12th, it is a 4 years degree. So if you go for the SAT is very simple exam. If you prepare from 9th standard onward, or maybe the 10th standard onward, slowly, you can easily score a good marks above 1500 in the scale of 1600. And the subjects are very simple. The mathematics, simple mathematics from maybe the 7th standard up to the 10th standard, where you can use a calculator, without calculator, both the options are there. Then English is reading and writing. Okay, so this particular mathematics and English test includes that SAT, which is a 1600 marking point grade for the SAT exam. If you get above 1500, the top universities of USA, you will offer you the position as a graduate student, and they will offer you the scholarship as well. If your score is above 1500, the MIT, Harvard, these are the topmost universities in the USA. They will offer you a scholarship up to 80 to 90%. That means only 10% things you have to bear. They will offer you assistantship like teaching or research assistantship, and equally you will get the money as well. So that means if you want to go to the IIT now or NEET, the yearly expenses roughly will be 5 lakh rupees, roughly, I must say, 3 to 5 lakh rupees. It depends on the person to person. And if you go to the foreign university like Harvard or MIT, you will have maybe 1 or 2 lakhs per year expenditure. Or you may not have any expenditure depending on your score. So this is what very easy entry to go to the topmost world ranking university. Now, why I'm saying this, you can go easily, because in India there is too much competition. There is a population, and all students are after the JEE, then your NEET, and rest of the pool will divert towards the medical and engineering, like paid fees. But instead, in foreign universities, the population-wise they are very less, competition-wise very low, the quality-wise they are great. So if you having the quality of that like 1500 above grade, definitely will enter into this particular university. There is another exam called as American College Testing. This is the equals to the SAT. If you having both the SAT and this particularly ACT, you will definitely end up with the very good institutes. And this ACT is purely mathematics, English, reading, writing, and science. So any student who is preparing for a JEE or maybe the IIT entrance exam or NEET, they can easily cope up with this sort of examinations. And the point that if we have like 32, 30.5, you will get top ranking in institutes or university in America. In UK or in European country, you can easily enter through this IELTS, this is language test. Okay, and if you have a band like 7 to 8 in the scale of 1 to 9, you will get a very good university like Oxford, Cambridge. Okay, then again a TOEFL, including the US also. In US, if you want to go, TOEFL is also equally important. Through TOEFL also you can go to the any country. So this is what after 12 you can enter to any foreign country. Subjected what the technically you should prepare for it. Like you should have a plan, you should have a B plan. Suppose your ward is preparing for the like IIT, JEE or NEET. If he spend 1 hour daily for the SAT or ACT, he will definitely prepare for this exam. He will get good marks and good scholarship and end up with the world ranking institute. And if you go to the master's program, your career will set. You can easily get integrated program as a master, and then you can pursue your research as well in the foreign university. Or after the graduations, like you did a BSc or BA or BCom, or I must say the engineering or maybe the medical, and if you want to go to the foreign university for study, so there is the program to go to that particular university, where there is a like similar type of test that is called as GRE, Graduate Record Examination, GRE. Suppose if you did a simple BA degree, okay, or BSc or BCom, and if you prepare for GRE, you can directly go to the master's program to the foreign university. Again, if your score is like above 300 or 320, I'm sure any top university will offer you a place with a scholarship, a good package of scholarship, I must say, good package, because it includes everything. They will give you the assistantship for teaching as well as the research, because this is a job-oriented thing. You can work in in vacations or particularly after hours of the university. So in foreign university is very, very simple. Suppose if you go to the master's program, there is examples, I must say, one of my 2-3 students of mine, they did MSc. After MSc also they can go for the master's program. We do here masters, that is a MSc. But after MSc also we can go for the MS, that is a master's program again. So again the same exam like GRE, if you get a good score like about 300, 320, you will get good university in the USA. You will get up to 70 to 80% or maximum 90% scholarship, and that will cover all expenses. Once you settle over there, I'm telling you, once you entered in the foreign university, you will understand how to survive. Because I have seen many examples when I was in UK. I have seen many South Indian, particularly, or the North Indian side, like particularly Gujarati or particularly Sikh community peoples. They are fascinated to go to the foreign university for the study. That one or two example I must quote here. They came for a master's program by selling their land. You know, the land they sold out. They took 20 lakhs of rupees. They entered into UK for a self-funded program. They worked for 2 years of the master's program. They got a work permit of 2 more years after the study program. You can work for a full time as a student. You can imagine while doing the study of the 2 years, they did a part-time job. After the 2 years of completion of the study, they got a full-time work permit. So they work full-time and they earn maybe the crores of rupees. They invest 20 lakh. They earn in 4 years of time roughly a crores of rupees and a degree from the reputed institute. So this is what the program. When you go to foreign university, you will understand how to survive. Okay, so this is just the one example I'm just putting you in front of you, because just to have a knowledge. Okay, so that once you enter in the platform, you will like जैसे कि पानी में हम जो एक बार गिर गए तो तैरना खुद खुद ब खुद आ जाता है. That is what the phrase I must wanted to quote here. कि अगर फॉरेन कंट्री में लैंड हो जाते हो, you will understand how to survive. आप उधर बर्गर बेचेंगे लेकिन 1 घंटे का जो है 1000 रुपए कमाएंगे. बर्गर selling the burger is not the same. You will get a food, free of cost food, or plus per hour 1,000 rupees. That is 10 pounds. So that is a big amount if you are in a foreign country and getting a free food. Free food matters lots. So this is one way. I have seen one example when I was a research student at Oxford Laboratory in CRL, particularly chemistry research laboratory. I must mention here the Alexander Fleming, the father of you can say antibiotics. That is, you know, the first antibiotics which is discovered. That is, which is there in the UK. That is a Dyson Terison laboratory. And there, this is the modified version of my lab. Next to that, that is a chemistry research laboratory. So Dyson Terison was a graduate's lab now, and the chemistry research laboratory is a research laboratory. So my point is here to explain here, while I was studying, I have seen one Indian student. He entered in the UK on a as a dependent on his wife visa. His wife was, I think, she was working with some company. He entered in the UK as a dependent. He worked in the Oxford laboratory, free of cost. He requested the professor of the university, sir, I wanted to do postdoc with you. But they said, no, we don't have funding. Funding is a major issue in foreign countries. So they said, I don't have funding. But he said, sir, I want to work free of cost for you. Just give me a work, I will work with you. You can imagine, he worked 1 year free of cost. He published good papers and got a logo of Oxford, that he is an Oxford student. And after 1 year, he got a good place at Reading University as a postdoctoral and got good money. So this is what the way, when you go to that particular land for research, you will understand how to survive. Now, if you want to go to the full-time PhD program, full-time, so there are the number of ways to go into the foreign countries. As I told you, in India, you can do the full-time PhD, that is by just JRF or GATE or paid examinations, or self-funded if you have money. In foreign country also, there are some certain ways to go. That one is the sponsored agencies. Now, the government of India and the government of Maharashtra particularly have many programs. They sponsor the students, the bright students, to go into the foreign university for a good study. and they have the package. There is a GDP amount is particularly allocated for the quality improvement of the Indian students. So the many ministries, they offer the scholarships, including the Education Ministry, HRD Ministry, Commonwealth, and there is a some Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. They sponsor the scholarships. When I had been to the UK, I got the scholarship from the Central Ministry of Government of India, particularly Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, which was specifically for category students and the landless and NT students. So there were a number of 30 students. Now this number increases to the 100. Same number is there in state government of Maharashtra. They offer the same number. But most of the students, they don't apply. They don't know about the scholarships. Okay, so what you require to apply for that? Minimum eligibility is what you should have a first class degree. First class degree, it is a mandatory. That is a qualifying into that particular competition. Then if we have extra curricular activity, like maybe having some experience like research experience and job experience or any blah, blah, blah things, which is improve the impression of your CV. So that will matters to scrutinize through that particular agencies. The top university like IIT or the good institutes will scrutinize you on the behalf of government, and they select you on the basis of your performance. So this is one way that government agency can directly sponsor you the scholarship. When I was selected, I got full package, including my to and fro ticket or visa fees or travel expenses. Like if I wanted to go to Oxford from London, so that 22 pounds also I reimbursed from the higher commissions, particularly London. So this is what the full package. I have not paid a single penny from my pocket for my study. Everything is sponsored by the government of India, and I'm really obliged, and I'm very thankful to the government agency who is continuously supporting the Indian students to go to the abroad university, and they're coming back to the India and they're doing the best. Now there is some scholarship sponsored by the foreign universities as well. You know, foreign universities will also have some fund, but this is a bit competitive because normally the foreign universities don't offer a place unless and until the student is extraordinary bright, extraordinary. So then and then you will get this scholarship, because foreign university will hire their students, because for the foreigner to hire, they requires 5 times more fees. The fees, the tuition fees or university fees will be very high for the international student. So normally, if your publications, like if you are doing good research work in India and you want to go directly to the abroad for a PhD and having extraordinary like good publications, impact factor, then foreign university thinks, oh, this is a good quality student, I want him. So they sponsored everything. So this is the another way that you can go to the foreign university. For that, I told you, I have quoted the one example. When I was in NCL, many students from NCL had been to the Japan, Korea, South Korea. So this is what the way directly the foreign university can hire you as a PhD student. So this is one way you can go into. Another one way is the self-funded, and which is very expensive. And I don't think anybody can fall into this category. A crores of rupees will be in pocket to spend for this PhD degree in foreign. So nobody will prefer. Only we think about the sponsorship, and this sponsorship will definitely is not like in Indian context. We cannot afford the self-funding in foreign university. Now, normally, as I told you, to get into this second number that is sponsored by foreign university, you need to have a good SOP, that is a statement of purpose, LOR, then experience, research publications, good CV, and grade points. Now, to have a SOP stands for what? Statement of purpose, that you are doing research, good research, and XYZ in foreign universities is also doing the research. Your research and the foreign supervisor research is similar, and you are doing something great and in the same line of the foreign teacher. So you will write one statement that I am doing so and so research, which is a quality one. You are also doing the quality research. So if you think that I am a suitable student for your institute, you can offer me a place. So that is what your SOP. If you want to go to the foreign supervisor, you have to explain him that this is what my SOP. LOR means somebody will recommend you. Yes, whose recommendation is already like known to the this community of the research. Like XYZ, anybody cannot give the LOR, that is a letter of recommendations, whose reputation in India is great. They will check who is that LOR, that fellow who is doing the giving the LOR, what is his reputations, and on the basis of that, your impact of LOR will depends. So this is the required thing of for a researcher to go to abroad for the foreign university. If suppose you have a sponsorship, like a scholarship in your hand, any university from the abroad will offer you a place. Let me tell you my example. When I was in NCL, I was working with a MG group, that is one of the biggest group in NCL, OCT particularly, was headed by Gurjar sir, and my number was 45th number. And because of that number, I was a bit scared how long I will take to complete my PhD here in NCL. So the moment I got a job opportunity as a scientist B at Pusa Bihar, I quit that GRF from NCL. And then I had been to the Pusa Bihar. I joined for a couple of days and quit that also, and then had been to the Siddharth College. And since from there, I'm there in the Siddharth College only. The point is to tell you that when I was in NCL, I come to know what are the things to go to the abroad. Because in front of me, many students, I have seen they had been to the abroad university for a PhD. But I quit the NCL, so that impact was in my mind. So I wanted to do the research. But when I got the job, permanent job in Siddharth College, then I had been around the college that I just inquired that I wanted to do a PhD. But when I had been to the lab and I had checked the things, what type of research going on, and once you had a flavor of NCL, you know the research quality of NCL is a tough in India. You cannot imagine to do the research work at the college level. So that was the impact on me, that I will not continue my research at college level or any normal institute. So I thought, no, let me think about the good institutes in abroad. So because I had a knowledge that when I was in NCL, many students had been to the abroad. So I apply a same format. I wrote my SOP, LOR required letter, SOP, and then my CV. And I normally used to post it everywhere in the world, everywhere. Every day I used to take the list of the university. Okay, today is the Oxford University. Tomorrow is the Cambridge, Harvard, MIT. So you cannot imagine. Every day my job was one thing, to apply the foreign university. And every day I used to get a reply from foreign supervisor. Sorry, we don't have fund. Fund was the major drawback, that I don't get it. But I found a couple of the responses I got from the foreign supervisor. They were excellent. Out of that, one supervisor, that is Mark Maloney from Oxford University, wrote a very nice mail. And in the last, in a column, in the small line, he mentioned, sorry, Chandan, I don't have fund. But in future, if I would get fund, I will think about you. So that was the positive thing in my mind. Oh, Mark is a very good guy. He explained, he appreciate me a lot. So that was in my mind. The moment I got a scholarship or funding from National Overseas Scholarship, that is the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, the day I got an offer letter, I wrote a mail to the Mark that, Mark, I got a funding from my government itself. What to do now next? How I will get the admission in Oxford? You cannot imagine. The next moment he replied me, Mark said, normally my supervisor, but we used to call Mark. So he said, Mark said to me, that, Chandan, you write one mail that you got a scholarship, you got a funding, and you will fulfill all the requirement. So the next moment, he replied me again. He asked me fill up the one form, that was the university admission form. I filled it up. He asked me to give me the reference of two peoples from your country or from your institutes. I gave the reference, that is LOR, we can say. He asked me, is there any language test you have gone for, like IELTS or TOEFL? I said, no, I don't have any English test, but my education, learning and teaching method is in English. So Indian institutes or Indian community got a positive side, that India is one of the country which is the mostly English spoken in country particularly. So that was the positive side for me, I wrote a letter that I no need to have any test. So he accepted on a condition that write one letter stating that your teaching learning process in English and it should be authorized by some competent authority like maybe the principal or any director of any nationalized institute. I did that. You cannot imagine. Very next day, my admission was confirmed in Oxford University. The process of admission till the award of the degree, it was very, very smooth. I have not seen the office once. You can imagine how systematic there. Everything was done on particularly mails and phones only. So this is what the systematic things I wanted to mention here, that if you have a funding, if you have money, anybody from the foreign university, it may be the Harvard, Cambridge, Oxford, MIT, anybody can offer you the place. The thing is, you should have a fellowship, that is a funding with you. Now, what are the scholarships available? As I mentioned in the beginning only, there is a National Overseas Scholarship, which is I got from Government of India. There is a Dr. Manmohan Singh Scholarship for Cambridge University only. So the Indian origin can apply to this particular scholarship, and mostly this is for biological sciences, that is maybe the biochemistry, biology, or any bioscience. Then Commonwealth, this is one of the prestigious scholarship, but the competition wise it's very tough. Then our teacher community can get this scholarship particularly under the teachers fellowship, UGC teachers fellowship for 6 months. When I had been to the Oxford, I have seen many Indian scientists particularly, or the professor from a different university had been visited to the Oxford, and that responsibility normally used to come to me to take care of them. There is another scholarship sponsored by Ministry of HRD, particularly Education Department. There is a Nehru Trust for Cambridge University, especially Rhodes scholarships for Indian students, Dr. Ambedkar's Foundation Scholarship, Ministry of Welfare, then UGC scholarship for abroad, then DST, KC Mahindra, Fulbright. This Fulbright is one of the important and prestigious scholarship. Many students, many researchers normally get this. Then there is a Wellcome Trust for UK and Indian students. So these are the list. There are many more scholarships. I have given just example. There are many more scholarships. Only thing that we should go to the Google, find out the scholarship, because there are many deadlines for the scholarship. Like in the beginning of the year, like up to March, most of the internship programs, I mean, most of these scholarships programs will advertise, and we need to apply for this. It's really disappointing that in the last year, very few students from India have applied for these overseas scholarships. The reason, I don't know why, but we as a research community, or the students from Indian community, should go to the Google, find out the scholarships to go to the abroad. There are many more opportunities. There are some corporate agencies like Tata, Birla, Reliance. They sponsor the scholarship, specialization required to their interest particularly. So these are the things where you can go to the direct into the foreign university. Now let me just give some of the idea about my research. When I had been to the Oxford, I work on this molecule. I did the total synthesis of these molecules, and I got a degree on the basis of that. This is the Oxford Chemistry Research Laboratory, where you can find everything is open 24/7, fully automated. All instruments are left and right, and the best place to do the research. The working place and the writing place is completely different. They never mix it. So this is what the very great moment for me that I had been to the Oxford. This is my research group, Mark Maloney, my supervisor, the international student from Japan, Korea, Singapore, England. This is the beautiful town of Oxford. This is the entrance. There are the 38 colleges in Oxford. The 38 colleges includes the Oxford University. And the colleges are very beautiful. Most of the Indian movies are shoot over there. When I have been there, I have seen many actors running across the streets, but nobody like recognized. As an Indian, number of times I used to take photographs and signs. So this is what the beautiful colleges. This is a city center, a museum, a great museum. This is the office, Oxford, the exam school we call. So I never had been to this office because there is no need at all. Everything was on mail and phone. So this is what the official university office. This is one of the biggest library in the world that is called as Indian. This is the Bodleian Library, and there is a one house, this particularly, that is called Indian House. You know the history of this Indian House. The Britishers were trained over here to rule the India. That's why the name of this house given Indian House. So for how to rule the Indians, they used to give the lessons or the coaching, and then the Britisher used to come to India for rule. This is some winter snapshot, the Londons, and my his friends were enjoying the food. And thank you very much indeed for your patience. If you have any questions, that is, sir, we can have it, or if there is no any questions, we will move on to the next. That is, sir.
Thank you, Chandan sir. Really, your talk has mesmerized many of us because it's always an inspiration to have opportunities before us. Why we learned, why we study is always nexus with the opportunities ahead of us. And really, you have given a detailed exposition of the opportunities for a researcher, science student. I think so. There are no particular question as such, but some of participants wanted to highlight once again slide number 6 and slide number 9.
Okay.
So if it is possible, you can just once again slide number 6 and slide number 9.
Actually, I will drop this particular all presentation in our group, the official group which is formed for the participants. It will be available there later on. Or in future, if you need any sort of help regarding your awards or maybe the students, I will be pleased to help you out how to go to the abroad. You can think after the 12th as well. You can think after the graduation or PG or after your PhD. So there are the many ways to go to the abroad. Okay, so ninth one. Okay, ninth one, that is my research work. Okay, so this is the chitocephalin molecule which acts as an anti-glutamate receptor. You know the epilepsy and Alzheimer's type of disease. This is because of the excitotoxicity. That is, if there is a rampening of the cells, the neurons get damaged, and because of the damage of the neuron, we will get the disconnection of flow. And for the disconnection flow, the neurons particularly, our brain will get hang, like you know the epilepsy sort of thing. That is what there is a disconnection between the neurons. So that sort of diseases will be cured by means of this chitocephalin, which is acts as a antagonist. That means when there is a toxicity is more or low, it will balance it, then it buffers it. Okay. So I think this is a really great time with you all. We can formally do the vote of thanks and we'll conclude this session. That is your vote.
Yeah. Thank you, Chandan sir. Actually, you are right person who can speak on the opportunities in Indian and abroad university. And you have great research experience in Oxford University, which is one of the, I think so, top 10 universities. And that is the reason why we really enjoyed your session. Very informative as well as expensive talk. We really enjoyed. Thank you once again, sir. Now I am here to conclude this particular webinar with the vote of thanks. First, I would like to thank the management of People Education Society, who has really behind us in arranging such kind of programs, because we are in continuation of this celebration of 75th year of People's Education Society, and we are very pleased to arrange such kind of programs. I also like to thank our mentor, our inspirator, Dr. G.V. Rao, who continuously supporting us, and he never denied any kind of webinar or programs which is meant for students and teachers. So thank you, Rao sir. I would like to also to thank our speaker, Piyush Lende sir from the patent office. Sir, really you have opened different avenues before us that we always keep on thinking that publishing research article in the conference or any journal is a great thing. But now we come to know even filing patent and realizing it and enjoying the fruits or ownership of the patent is really beneficial for us. So you have given all the opportunities before us about intellectual property, what are different types of intellectual property. So thank you once again for accepting our invitation and giving a detailed exposition of this topic. I must thank, Chandan sir will not accept my thanks, but I really thank Chandan sir because on behalf of all the participants, teachers as well as students, I must thank because you have given a kind of the knowledge information because it happens a number of times that we are eligible, we are capable, but we don't know the opportunities, and because of that we are missing number of opportunities, and that's why your talk is very highly helpful to many of us, I think so. Many senior teacher may be thinking for their sons or daughters. Thank you very much, sir. I must thank the participants because without whom the program wouldn't be successful, without whom the program wouldn't be enjoyable. And I think so many teachers, even senior to us, have joined us, have enjoyed us, have replied. And sir, definitely your words and I can see your post really encouraging such kind of programs. Thank you very much, my dear teachers and colleagues from various colleges in Mumbai University and all over Maharashtra. And I think so. I must thank as well as I think so. The two talks for the student community are very helping because you are the most one who has been targeted in this webinar. Because we always believe that any program we are conducting should be helpful for our student, and really it is. I think so. A student must confess that such kind of program will encourage, will guide them, will direct them towards their success in their future. On behalf of all student, I must thank Dr. Chandan, and Lende sir. And lastly, I must thank my teacher colleagues of the Siddharth College chemistry department, as well as from the other department who has given ample support, technical support, and they are always encouraging us. So thank you very much, sir, from my college itself. And with this, with the permission of sir, do you want to speak anything, Chandan sir?
We will conclude with the national anthem.
Yeah.
So I think this is all. If you have any queries, you can. You must have my number. We have a group. We will have a chat.
Sir, Chandan sir,
Yes,
there
sir.
there is one kind of query which was posted on WhatsApp group regarding feedback form. So we will post the link for the feedback form later on.
Yeah, in the evening we will post it on a group, official group, and the certificate will be given to all the participants. So it will be like a limit 100 participants will get the certificate today itself, and it will be in rotation of next day. So once again, thank you very much. I must thanks to Dr. Gajanan Rashinkar sir, who is joined since the beginning of the session. Is a good friend of mine, as well as Sharat Tajne sir, Shirodkar sir, Nilima madam, and many more my good friends I can see over here. Yeah, thank you very much all. With national anthem, we will conclude this webinar.
पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उज्जल जलधि तरंगा
शुभनानि जागे तव शुभाशिषमागे तव जय गाथा गणमङ्गलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे
जय 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 जय
Thank you very much once again. We will thank you once again. We will end the meeting now.
Yeah. Thank you, all of you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.